Good morning. You listen to FloorDaily.net, and I'm Kemp Harr. This morning, my guest is Deb DeGraaf, a co-owner with DeGraaf Interiors. Deb, how you doing?
I'm doing excellent. How about you this morning?
I'm good. It's good to catch up with you. I want to talk about some CFI certified training that you hosted in your market recently. We'll get to that in just a minute. First, a little background. DeGraaf Interiors is a full-service floor covering retailer in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And we had you listed in our top 100 list last year at number 91 with our estimate of $28 million in revenue. You're an NFA member, and you're actually on the board of the NFA. You're also past chair of the WFCA board and current chairperson on the FCEF, which is the Floor Covering Education Foundation board, right?
You are correct, sir.
I don't know how you get it all done. One other little quick thing. Most people know you pretty well. The little personal news with you, you've got a wedding coming up this fall, right?
I do. I have a daughter getting married in November, and actually today I head north to drop off my son for his first year of college at Michigan Tech. So we have a lot going on.
Well, first, before we get into this event you had, tell us how's business.
Business is good right now. We have steady traffic in the showrooms, which is kind of unusual for the end of the summer. Typically, it slows down a little bit, and then it picks back up after all the kids are back in school. But between the retail traffic that we have coming in and our pretty good-sized builder business, and then we run a large commercial division as well, we've been pretty busy. We just recently finished a extensive remodel at our corporate office to make it more suitable to our needs, both size, technology, and just workspaces for all of our employees. And so we're pretty excited. We're sitting in good position for some growth and to be able to handle the demand when it comes our way.
Well, you should consider yourself blessed because, as I talk to retailers across the country, a lot of them, especially in the residential replacement business, are feeling a little softness right now. So I'm glad to hear business is good.
Yeah, it could be a little bit busier, but I'm really happy with the traffic and the business we have right now.
All right, let's talk about this event. I mentioned that you're board chair of the FCEF, and you held a 5-week CFI certified training event. Tell us a little bit about it.
Being on the board with FCEF since the inception and kind of being part of getting it going and starting the foundation, we learned in doing that training just really needs to be local. We need to bring it locally because if our target market of trying to bring people into the industry and fix our installation problem is with those coming out of high school that might not be going to college, or maybe those that recently started a career and have decided they want to do something different, it's very difficult to tell anybody like that, hey, we can get you certified, but you got to go to Texas or you got to go to Georgia to do that. And so I just made it my mission, I guess, to bring training locally, recruit locally, and fill a class locally. And we were able to do that in June. The recruitment process was new. I mean, I'd never done that before. I've always hired employees and bring them in, but never from an installation side. But that's where we're really struggling the most to be able to handle the workload that we have. So we recruited at local high schools, and we actually ended up with 5 students in our class, 2 of which were a little bit older. I mean, not right out of high school. One was in a career path that he didn't enjoy and wanted to try something different. And another individual actually came from another retailer just south of us who wanted to get into the trade. He was working in their warehouse, and he wanted to grow his skill set, and he wanted to get into installing. So the max size of a class is 8, maybe 10 students at the absolute most. So we were happy for our first go-around to have 5 students that started and completed the program and are now working in the industry.
Okay, great. You actually tapped a distributor of installation supply materials to host this event, right?
Yes. I mean, one of the challenges if you're going to bring something locally is space to host the class. I mean, you need roughly 2,000 square feet in order to be able to, have the modules, each student have their individual space. And at the time, with the buildings and various things that we own, we didn't have room to host the class. So I reached out to CCS, Carpet Cushion Supply, right in Grand Rapids here, And they, without hesitation, they said we could use a portion of their warehouse and a corner of their warehouse to host our class, which was pivotal. I mean, we needed the space to be able to do it. We wouldn't have been able to do it otherwise. So we're very grateful to them for allowing us to use a corner of their warehouse for those 5 weeks.
And if somebody's listening to this and wants to consider doing this in their market, who would they contact?
Well, I think the hardest thing for me was kind of being the first person to do this and host a retailer hosting this class. So we did a lot, I don't want to say fly by the seat of our pants, but it felt like that a little bit. So between CFI and FCEF and myself, we've built a very easy to follow how to do this in your own market. What supplies you need to build the modules, the average cost of what it's going to be for the lumber to build those modules, the size space you need, how you should recruit, all of those things. But I think the first group to reach out to would probably be the FCEF, right on our website for the FCEF. And I am more than willing to talk to different folks about making this a reality in their market. Being on the NFA, I've closed with several retailers from around the country. And coming up next week, I'm hosting actually a Zoom call or a webinar with those members of the NFA that are interested in replicating it in their market. And we have a lot of interest there that I'm excited to see where this goes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Deb. Well, appreciate you sharing this news with us. Again, been talking to Deb DeGraaf about a recent CFI certified training event she held in her Grand Rapids market. Talking to Deb DeGraaf, a co-owner of DeGraaf Interiors, and you've been listening to Kemp Harr and FloorDaily.net.